But what is your standard? I got some standards. I've been waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and praying to God since I was 19 years old. That's a non-negotiable. Every morning at 3, I'm up. I'm the best in the world as a speaker, not because I'm the best, but I'm the best because every day I put God first. That's my standard. I don't care if I'm in Dubai, 3 o'clock. I don't care if I'm in Cali, 3 o'clock. I don't care if I'm down south, 3 o'clock. That's my standard. I've been married 31 years. I've only had sex with one woman my entire life. That's my standard. I'm not telling nobody else to do that, but my old dude wasn't in my life because he was running around having sex with everybody. I got siblings I don't even know. I just met my niece for the first time. She's 24 years old. I got cousins who've never gone to college before, and when they look at me and see me on YouTube, they say, that's my cousin. If he can do it, I can do it. The reason I'm a high school dropout is because my vision was a grandfather who dropped out, a father who dropped out, and I dropped out because that's what we did. That's what we saw. I'm getting a PhD not because I need a PhD to speak. I'm getting a PhD to create a vision. This is who we are. This is what we do. And our DNA is greatness, son. Take a look at who we are and what we do and model it. I worked for everything. I went to college. I paid for it. I didn't have anybody buy me a car. I got my first car. Sweat equity. Sweat equity. So here's what I want to tell you. I don't care what you say you want to be, what you want to do. And here's the crazy part about y'all age. Man, I'm so proud of y'all. Like, y'all the 1%ers. But the crazy part about it is, just because you got here don't mean your 30's gonna look like this. And your 40's gonna look like this. And your 50. I mean, I wish if you played in the NFL, I wish that whatever your best day was, your best year was, you could just like capture that and that'd be the rest of your life. But unfortunately, a lot of dudes made a lot of money who broke. Now I'm gonna just say MC Hammer, because that's my dude. $30 million wasted in. How you lose 30 mil in 1 year? Easy. You got the same mentality, like you hanging out with your homies and you trying to do right by your homies, but your homies eating up stuff, doing stuff, and now you broke and now you can't. Here's the crazy part about it. Most of the people who lost 30 million in 1 year, you don't get another year to make another 30 mil. Like, bro, wouldn't it be sweet if you had 30 and you wasted it and then you get a second shot and you get another 30? But for most people, that won't happen. So I'm not here to tell you anything but this. What do you want your life to look like? And many of you probably never even thought about it, but the cool thing about it, you got a phenomenal start, right? So I'm gonna walk through these slides real quick. I'm geeked, right? I'm geeked, why? Because I speak for a living. I'm geeked, y'all, I speak for a living. So what does that mean? This don't get old. I got something that I could, if I die at 70, I can continue to do this. At 80, I can continue to do this. The problem with football, you can't do this at 50. And you just happen to be selling TVs that day, that's a long shot, but it happened. And so when a person gives you an opportunity like that, when you weren't headed down this path in the first place, you could just walk away from that. Some stuff you can't walk away from. My biological father, I love him, but I don't really know my man like that. I don't call my biological father every day. Me and my mother been through our road through, but I call mama almost every single day. Why? Because we've been through some stuff together. She been there for me when nobody else was there for me. It's something in my spirit that say, you better call mama today. I don't care how big time you get. You better stop what you're doing right now. You on the road, tell them, hold on for 1 minute. Let me just call my mom and tell her I can't talk right now. I've been through too much with that lady to turn my back on her. Sweat equity. You can't play this game at 50. I don't care how sweet you are. The best of the best, I felt like, the best of the best was MJ. And MJ had to retire. And as a matter of fact, when MJ was with the Wizards, he didn't look like the bull MJ. He was just doing that because he was trying to own the team so he could make some money in basketball. So I'm telling you, this ain't forever. And when you're doing something that don't last forever, you got to treat it differently. This don't last for 20. This don't last for 30. This might not even last for 10 for some of you. So you got to take full advantage of every single Sunday. And you only get 16. Oh, I'm sorry, they added one. I apologize. I'm old school, like Billy Sims. Old school. We're 16. So write down right now for me real quick. And maybe you're not going to answer this right now. But what do I want to be doing in my 30s, my 40s, my 50s, my 60s? And what you do today, every day when you walk in this joint, what you do today is going to determine how you live at 30, at 40, at 50, at 60. And y'all got a head start, man. Whew. My mom had to work at Ford. She got pregnant with me at 17 years old. Mom had to work at Ford for 30 years. And she probably ain't make what some of y'all gonna make in 2 or 3 years in 30 years. So I'm proud of you. Whatever you had to do in high school, whatever you had to do in college, you did what you had to do and you got to this level. All I'm asking you is set the standard. Set the standard, right? Set the standard. I'm not, listen to me. You a grown man. I would dare tell you to set the standard. But set one though. Set a standard. Well, I'm not doing this for a car. I'm not doing this for a house. I'm not doing this to pay no bills. I'm doing this to change lives. And guess what? The car will come in the process. The house will come in the process. I don't know anybody watch basketball here, but can I show you Michael Jordan's mindset when we say vision? When he won his first championship before the game was even over, before he even got the trophy, he looked in the camera and said, you remember that? The day he hadn't even got the trophy in his hand yet, and he looks at the camera and say, 2. And then when he won his second championship before he got his trophy, he said, I just want every other basketball player out there that's thinking he gonna win the championship, I want to make it clear that as long as I'm in here and I'm going to championship, it's not gonna happen. 3, some of the greatest players that ever played in the game never got a championship, unfortunately, because they played when MJ played. And let me tell you why it wasn't for championships. I don't know if you heard MJ's speech when he won when he was in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if you heard the speech. He won Olympics. He had become the biggest face in the world. And it's one person he mentioned. After all those years of being great, it's one person he mentioned at the Hall of Fame. Who was that one person? No, not his dad that died. He didn't start there, but that was great. Mom, he loved his mom, but that wasn't the person. We assumed that they would do that. There was one person that he mentioned that we wouldn't even assume that he would have mentioned. Somebody he played with close. Phil Jackson close. Can you say it again? The coach that cut him. The coach that cut him. Mike was still thinking about the coach that cut him after 6 championships. This guy cut you back in the day before your career even started. And Mike said, I want to make an acknowledgement. I got to acknowledge one person. I got to acknowledge him. Go back and watch. Mike, I got this one person I got to talk about. The guy that cut me. Why? Because he gave me my why. He gave me my reason. You will not, whatever it is you want, you will not get it until you refuse to quit. It does not come until you've given everything that you have. Right? Okay, so I'll tell you a quick story. Michigan State University. I've got this young lady who comes to me, right? She wants to be in the College of Business. So she comes to me, I think you need a 3.2, 3.3. She comes to me like a 3.1. She's just missing it. She's in tears. She's like, Eric, you don't know where I come from. I'm not gonna be able to get in the College of Business. And so I'm listening to her, and then she gets to a point where she starts to cry, right? Uncontrollably. She's in the room crying. She's just going through it. And I stop her and say, look, no disrespect, I'm not trying to be insensitive, but the crying is not the standard. The 3.2 is the standard. So if you go in there with tears, they're not going to let you into the College of Business. And so I continue to tell her, listen to me very closely. You're crying, you're hurt. At the end of the crying and the hurt, don't give me a story. I don't need a story. At the end of it, I need you to get a reward. You already crying. You already wasted so many hours to get to this point in your sophomore year. Your parents have already paid money. You've already sacrificed parties. You've already given up sports. You've already given up a whole lot of stuff. You put 2 years into Michigan State University, and now you're about to cry and give up. You're about to cry and go home. If you were going to quit, you should have quit before you started. You don't come this far. You don't invest this much time. You don't invest this much energy to give up. Let me tell you something. A lot of times I do the right thing. I don't do the right thing because I'm a good person. Sometimes I do the right thing because I put up it took me 20 years to get to where I am now. And you think I'm about to blow 20 years off of a little fun? I don't drink, and I don't drink because I don't know how to drink, but I don't drink because I know my family. And I'm afraid if I do it at the wrong time, I might say the wrong thing and it might mess up my whole career. You see athletes all the time. Athletes all the time that lose it all over some little stupid stuff. So I'm not a good person. It's sweat equity. I've worked for 20 years to get to where I am. I'm not about to mess it all up. And I'm not about to mess up 20 years for one day of fun. It took me too much to get here. I will not give it up for one night of pleasure. It took me too long. Sweat equity. is how old you want to be when you leave this earth. Now here's I don't care what religion, what politics. One thing we all know, we ain't gonna be here forever. There's one thing I can guarantee y'all: you won't be living like you won't be here 150 years from now. I can guarantee you that. You won't be 150. You won't be here. So the real question is, how old are you, and then how long you want to be on this earth, right? Because here's why this is why this is important. Because if you know you're not going to be here forever, then you're going to treat how long you're going to be here differently. So what happens sometimes when you're young, you think you're going to be young forever. I feel you. I used to be there. I woke up this morning, I was 51 years old. I was like, man, I'm 51. My grandma, I went to go see my grandma, she's 91. I was like, man, I remember my grandma was in her 40s. My grandma 91. Now listen to me very closely. I'm not the don't say no to drugs dude, right? You make whatever decisions you want. You do whatever you want to do. I'm here to tell you though that you're not going to live forever. And so you have to decide then, if you're not going to be here forever, what are your 20s going to look like? What are your 30s going to look like? What are your 40s going to look like? Now I'm from Chicago originally, grew up in Detroit. 90% of my boys are not living the way I'm living. They ain't no different than me. As a matter of fact, Bob should doggone be speaking to y'all right now, not me. Bob was the one that got me off the streets of Detroit. I was homeless. Like for real, for real. I love rappers because rappers be in the studio doing that stuff. I love it. Like making up stuff. I was homeless, like in abandoned buildings homeless. Eating out of trash cans homeless. Bob took me off the streets, brought me to church. I gave my life to Christ. That pastor helped me to get my GED. Then they sent me to college. Took me 12 years to get a 4-year degree because I played in school. I was in college, couldn't hardly read or write. But Bob should be here right now. But Bob is not here because me and Bob at 20, we start making different decisions. There's some things listen to me, you're not willing to quit when you've invested that much into it. Some of y'all, you can quit because you ain't putting nothing in it. You ain't put enough work in it. You can just turn your back on it because you didn't put that much work into it. There's some stuff in my life, I can't turn my back on it. My wife, we've been together since we were 16 years old. Everything she does, I don't like. But we've been together so long, I don't know nothing else. And I tell her when she's like, you know what, I don't know if I can take this anymore. I say, look, you put 22 years into this and you allowed me to blow up. You might want to get a return on your investment. You may not want to walk out of here. You don't want nobody else. You don't want me spending this money on nobody else. You work too hard for this. You got me to where I am today. You pushed me. You might want to get a return on your investment. I worked too hard to walk away from certain things because I put too much in it. And some of you can easily walk away from stuff because it doesn't mean nothing to you. But if this company means something to you, if this opportunity means something to you, you wouldn't quit and you wouldn't give up and you wouldn't give in. Not just for yourself. You wouldn't do it because of the opportunity they gave you and you want to pay them back. I've heard some crazy stories. I heard a guy tell me, to this day, I try to conceptualize it, but it's hard because I know how he living now. And he told me he got this job from selling TVs at Best Buy. I'm like, that sounds real. I don't know. That's a crazy story. You just was at Best Buy selling TVs and you just met somebody from CEO from Quicken Loans. You just met somebody and they gave you a job and now you where you are. You want me to buy that? Like just like that? He just happened to come to you. Dubai. They said, man, if you haven't been there, go. They set the standard, y'all. Like any place, let me tell you what I hate about Dubai. This is my second chance going. What I hate about Dubai is coming back to America. You go to Dubai and you come to the Four Seasons garbage. The Four Seasons look like a doggone Holiday Inn Express. They got the 6 tallest buildings there. Everything they do, like they pick you up in the 740. The taxi cab driver is picking you up in the 745 Li. That's like over there, like the Lamborghini. My boy was like, he from Detroit. My boy was like, I want to drive in a Lamborghini. My boy that brought me was like, what do you mean by that? He's like, I want to rent one. He said, you ain't got to rent one. I got one outside. He said, but then I want the Ferrari one. He said, well, my wife got that one. I'll go pick that one up and bring it back for you so you can drive that one around. My boy from the D, like he driving around a Lamborghini. He can't believe it. He on the island. The Standard over there, everything is big. The Louis over there, I will eat up all of it. It's unbelievable. He's wearing shoes that he didn't work for. That's huge. Every pair of shoes I have, I worked for. My mama didn't buy me nothing. And to this day, if I ask my mother for 100, she wants to know when you giving it back.